Have you ever left work feeling guilty, even though you can't clearly explain why? That feeling matters. Today we're talking about how emotional manipulation shows up at work, especially if you're hardworking, you're responsible, and you're used to pushing. And just like the previous videos, I'll be sure to share a few examples from my own experiences so you can see the signs. Let's jump straight into it. So the first sign is that your feedback is always vague. You're told you need to improve, but no one explains how. When I worked as a teacher, I had moments where expectations shifted without clear communication. Suddenly, something wasn't enough, but no one could explain what better looked like. That uncertainty is exactly what keeps you working harder. When feedback isn't clear, you fill in the blanks yourself. And usually you're harder on yourself than anyone else would be. That pressure benefits them. Okay, so let me give you an example. So a few years ago, we were called into a staff meeting during our lunch break. This was a job at a new school, and I'd been there for my first year. So towards the end of my first year at that school, we were called into a meeting on our lunch break. We got 2.5 hours for lunch, where we could go home, do whatever we wanted because the children would be sleeping. So we got sent a text message at around 10:30, staff meeting today. It would be nice if everyone showed up. So when we went, we were told that there were plans to have a competition, an English speaking competition. Mind you, this was about early April, and the semester would end at June, and then we would have summer school for like 2 months straight up until August. So after graduation, most of the kids would pretty much stop coming to school. But let me tell you what the meeting was about. So we're calling to a meeting. They want to have an English speaking competition, and they want to be able to just pick up a random flashcard, show it to the kids, and have them say a sentence or say something about it for like 2 minutes. Say a sentence or make a speech about whatever is on the flashcard for about 2 minutes. Mind you, these kids are between the ages of 2 and 7, right? And English is not their first language, right? But you want us to prepare for this competition to happen in May. You want this competition to happen in May. You're telling us this April 1st, like around that week, and you want everything to be ready by May. You're gonna have outside judges come, and you're going to have outside judges come, not the teachers who the children are already familiar with. You're going to take random people from outside and have them come to be judges. So when we were asking questions, okay, what would this entail? What would this look like? How do we prepare? What exactly are you going to be? What are the criteria that you're going to be grading them on, etc., etc.? And she wanted everyone to participate. It would be mandatory, like every child would have to participate, and then there would be several rounds of it. But okay, when we're asking what are the criteria, how does this work? I'm not really sure yet. Maybe we could have other meetings. Like, we're literally a month away from doing this big, scary thing, and you have no clear direction to give to us. So do you know what happened after that? People jumped on board and they started preparing. They started drilling the words into the kids, doing all these things. I found myself, because then my local teacher had heard about it. At first, the first meeting was just with us foreign teachers. The local teachers heard about it. They sent a message out to the parents, which was shocking to me because nobody asked me if I had started to prepare. Nothing happened. So I go into, because I had parents signing up now. The children are shy. You know that some of them definitely won't go up. Like when we have class activities, they're shy, they need extra encouragement. So if you're going to put them in a situation in front of the whole school and you're having outside people coming as judges, it would be like so stressful for them and for us as well. So I found myself stressing out about this. Oh my God, this person signed up. This person's parents signed them up. This one's parents signed them up. But when you're trying to prepare with them, one, they're telling you they don't want to do it. Two, they're telling you, no, I'm not doing it. And then three, you have some of them that want to do it, but for some reason or another, they get nervous and they just aren't able to. I found myself freaking out, doing so much, trying to get everything ready. When I went home at the end of the day, I felt so exhausted because I was just working on one-on-one sessions, working during the group class, doing everything. And it was just exhausting because you're preparing, but you have no idea what you're preparing for. The second sign is that your responsibilities keep growing. Slowly, more tasks get added to your list. But your title doesn't change. Salary doesn't change. Your recognition doesn't change. I've experienced working at different locations, working in banking, working as a teacher, and I've noticed that I kept taking on more and more, not because I wanted to, but because I felt like I had to prove myself. No one forced me directly, but the pressure was there. I had a banking job and they told us that like during orientation, we had like a 3 weeks training and orientation, and they told us that that's not my job, isn't a part of the culture there. So it's like a teamwork. Even if it's not related to your job title and someone asks you to do something, you should still help, etc., etc. At one point, I found myself dealing with mortgages. Mind you, I'm a customer service representative. There was a mortgage specialist whose job it was to do this. He was passing off work to me. Instead of meeting directly with the people, he wanted to plop them at my desk, say, okay, have them do this, have them do this, have them do this, because he either double booked or he had other things that he was working on and he just didn't want to do it. And because he had seniority, I felt like I had to do it. I was the new girl, I was on a contract, I felt like I had to. So I was doing mortgage calculations. What else was I doing? I was getting emails. Monday morning, I'm coming into work. I log into my station. I see the emails from over the weekend, work emails over the weekend with him telling me that this person is coming today and these are the documents that they need. So I should print them and make sure that they're ready. I'm not the mortgage specialist. I'm not the mortgage specialist. I'm a customer service representative / teller. I'm not supposed to be dealing with mortgages. I haven't done mortgage training or anything at all. When your responsibility increases quietly, it becomes normalized. And once it's normalized, it turns into an expectation where they expect you to do these things. That's how boundaries slowly disappear. The third sign is if you don't sacrifice, then you're not a team player. You're told everyone has to pull together. If you protect your time, then suddenly you're difficult. You can be cooperative without overextending yourself. Healthy workplaces respect boundaries. If this topic is hitting close to home, I have a free guide. It helps you to identify manipulation patterns quickly and how to calm your body after those stressful interactions. And I also have another guide that includes professional boundary scripts that you can use in the workplace. You can use it in the workplace, you can use it in your relationships, with your family dynamics, with your friends, and in other situations as well. So if that's something that you could use, feel free to check it out in the description below. You can be kind, you can be professional, and you can absolutely have boundaries still. All three can exist together. All three things can be true at the same time. Comment work below if you want me to do a part 2 where I focus specifically on professional boundary scripts that you can use in the workplace. Like and subscribe so you can see exactly when I share part 2.